Welcome to the Dan Casper Show podcast, your chance to catch the full show anytime, anywhere. If you missed it live on the radio, no worries. We've got you covered with all the sports talk, opinions, interviews, and conversations from the show. From the Packers to the Brewers to the biggest stories in sports and around Wisconsin, it's all right here. This is the Dan Casper Show podcast. All right, third quarter kicks off right now, and he's back, a quick driver. He's right back at it, so... we're going to talk some, we're going to do some local sports roundup. Let's do that. It's probably around 8:25, if you're good with that.
You're looking over there. There's no clock over there.
There's a clock right here.
I thought you were just looking up at your smiling.
No, I can't see my smiling face. I'm looking at it right here. So, on this screen, okay? You got multiple screens in this studio. Nobody can see it. There is 5. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So...
You should just come in here and watch football someday.
I'd like that TV right there behind you on that wall. Not that window, that empty space wall. And then maybe one behind me, too.
For Unsolved Mysteries.
You can watch.
Yeah, for Unsolved Mysteries at all times.
Mm-hmm.
Just
yep.
loop.
Yep. Pluto TV. Just loop. Unsolved Mysteries 24/7. All day, every day.
Even when you're not here.
Yep.
Like imagine, it's like Saturday night here, nobody's in the building, and the only thing that's on is a TV playing Unsolved Mysteries.
And you have the volume cranked, so that theme song.
Oh, yeah.
And you're just walking through it. It gives you the chills. So, let's kick it off with a little cream of the crop. Who are you going to give your cream of the crop to?
You know, I'm going to be very simple with this. I'm going to go my K-Stings.
Okay.
Just having that team ready. I mean, having that team ready to go the way. I mean, that team came out buzzing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Badgers men's hockey team in the win over North Dakota yesterday. So, pretty simple here, but yeah, that's where I'm going to go. That
is pretty simple. And I was going to go Badger men's hockey too, so I guess we're kind of on the same page for that one. So, I mean, I'll just go to the start for the Brewer season, even after the Red Sox thing. I mean, still, solid start, 8-4. So, or how about this? Actually, I'll change it. I don't know if he's still around, but Bobby, the turtle.
Bobby
or
Jr.
Tortoise. I don't need to upset Surveyor Sam again.
Bobby Jr.
Bobby Jr. I don't need to upset Surveyor about this whole ordeal. Turtles and tortoises and all that stuff. Don't need to upset the Surveyor. So, all right. Those are our cream of the crops. Should we do a little AGM Automotive Pump the Brakes Full Throttle? Pump the Brakes Full Throttle. We will never see Giannis in a Bucs uniform. We're not going to see him tonight. He's already been ruled out. So I would assume we're not going to see him on Sunday then. So... is that it for Giannis's Bucs career, and especially after all the?
Yeah, I'm going to say full throttle because of that. Like I just think we've, to quote Poised the Men, we've come to the end of the road probably. So you won't hear me singing, but
I was going to.
No,
Were you a big Boyz II Men fan?
No,
back in the day?
I just know that's one of their songs.
I never would have said that. Never would have popped in my head. I don't even know what song that is.
End of the road.
Can you sing it?
Not well.
The lyrics?
We've come to the end of the road. That's as much as you're going to get out of me.
Dang.
But yeah,
I tried.
You tried, but yeah, no, that's, it seems like there's enough noise and everything. We're just,
mm-hmm.
And I think ownership has said it's going to be one of two things: either he's going to sign an extension or he's going to get traded.
So, do you think Pump the Brakes Full Throttle? Because I feel like Giannis is maybe more open to coming to Milwaukee than maybe the owners are for Giannis coming back. Would you say that's
probably
kind of I feel like the decision is strictly, and if the Bucs owners want Giannis back, they'll figure out a way to bring him back. But if they want to move on, there's I feel like Giannis is more open,
right?
To the, if that makes sense.
I agree. I understand what you're saying.
Okay, yeah, it was a weird week with John Horst, the couples counseling, and I mean then Giannis's Lori Nichols' piece is fantastic, by the way, and I don't think there's any coincidence why ESPN decided to drop a anonymous source article throughout the whole thing, painted a kind of a different picture.
Yeah,
just go to the source, go to the local with Lori Nichols stuff on there. But same thing too. Pump the Brakes Full Throttle. Doc's done. Given his comments this week, too.
I'm going to say full throttle. I mean, based on his comments, and I mean, at this point, What have you seen that would compel you to bring him back? I had seen some suggestions like maybe he could just like, because he has 1 year left on his contract, maybe like he just moves into some, basically into some like advisory role or something with the team. So like basically he could just, play out the last year of his contract, but like not as the head coach. Like it just, if you're, whatever level you're resetting at, like, yeah, it's time.
Right.
Like he's, full throttle, just, right off to the sunset and go, spend time with your grandkids and stuff like that.
There was a graphic that I saw yesterday, and nope, I didn't save it. I should have saved it. But let me see if I can find it really quick. And again, I'm not one to sit there. I don't want to do that as a sports fan. Call for firings, call somebody awful, and all that. But when you really break it down from Doc Rivers' perspective, yes, he is going to get to the Hall of Fame this year. He has won a lot of games. But when you look at his stops and you look at his career, this was a graphic that somebody had put together. And this one hurts me back from my youth. He essentially stopped the Magic from having a super team. The whole Tim Duncan thing. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Where that was the summer I was so pumped up. We all thought Tim Duncan was going to come to the Orlando Magic and join Grant Hill and Tracy McGrady. And what happened? When it was like Tim Duncan's girlfriend, wife, fiance, whatever she was at the time, asked, "Do you allow family to travel?" And Doc said, "Nope." And that was the end of it. Thanks, Doc, from what could have been. I remember buying the Slam magazines and just pumped up their Eastern Conference predictions. Orlando was one. We were going to win a championship. Thanks, Doc. And then Celtics, as people say, maybe rode the Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen, and then did nothing with all that talent with the Clippers, 76ers, 3-1 blown leads, and now Milwaukee with that tenure. I don't want to say overrated, but I mean...
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to say overrated because I think people probably pretty accurately rate him.
Yeah. This is where I go to where everybody kind of knocks Phil Jackson a little bit because, well, look at all the talent he had. Look at all the talent Doc Rivers had.
Yeah, but he won with it.
Right.
Then that's never apologize for winning.
Right. And the other argument too is what were they doing before Phil Jackson got there? They weren't winning championships.
Either place.
Yeah. Bulls, Lakers, no. And he had to deal with a lot of egos too.
Yeah.
And some weird ownership in Chicago, as we found out and such. That's why I think there's still a lot of people who kind of dismiss Phil Jackson. Oh, you had Jordan and Pippen, and then you had Shaq and Kobe. Of course. A lot of coaches have had a lot of tail too, and they still can't win championships, right. A.k.a. Doc Rivers.
Right.
So I think that even just makes Phil Jackson even more impressive in my opinion. So. But yeah, I think it's full throttle. I feel like the NBA sometimes could be the NHL with coaches.
Yeah, where there's
Is Doc the guy, I blank out his name, who's the Kings head coach now? Or not the Kings, the Knights. John
Tortorella?
Tortorella, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, where as far as they just kind of recycle through the same 34 coaches where everyone just kind of makes their rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I think that's probably fair.
Yeah, I saw that too with the Golden Knights. I'm like, is he just one of those just
and then do it with 5 games left in the season? Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you just at that point
it's like Ned Yost and Dale Swayne all again.
Right. It would have been like Ned Yost, and then they bring in
Dusty Baker.
Yeah,
or no. Yeah,
because the next guy was Ken Maka the next year. But it's you bring in somebody. I think you kind of knew what the situation was with Dale Swayne.
Yeah.
Versus bringing in someone that was an established many times over coach elsewhere, in the middle of the year. It's kind of like what they did with Doc Rivers.
Yeah. Yep. So, I don't know what this. I can't even imagine what this offseason is going to be like, to be honest with you. So, okay, would you pump the brakes full throttle with Doc? I think we all agree is going to be gone. Would you move on from John Horst and just start completely over?
Honestly, I think I would.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, I think you just a complete full reset. And obviously he's another one of those pieces that helped put together the team that won the championship. But part of the reason they're also in this position is they can't draft.
Yeah.
Like, or they can't say, I shouldn't say they can't. They haven't. They've had more success kind of plucking guys like Ryan Rollins. Like they're scouting as far as like, maybe in the league, scouting at the league level is pretty decent because they've gotten some guys, kind of off of that. But like in the last who's the last Bucks draft pick they made that actually made like a tangible
Dante DiVincenzo for a hot minute, maybe.
Yeah.
And how long did that last though?
Yeah.
Before that, it was Giannis.
Or like a couple years of Malcolm Brogdon. Yeah. Like,
and that's not first round, for Malcolm Brogdon. You look at that for first round picks.
And like, I get that they haven't really had that many high picks when they've had their first round picks, but every single one of them seemingly is busted out.
Yep. Yeah.
Like, other teams are still hitting on those back end of the first round picks as like contributors. Hasn't happened with Milwaukee.
No, it hasn't. So. All right, pump the brakes, full throttle, Brandon. For the first 2 weeks of this Brewer season, Christian Yelich has been the team MVP.
I will go full throttle very slightly over Bryce Terang because Bryce Terang got off to a really good start. But
doubles machine, Bryce Terang.
Who knew? But yeah, I he's come up with some big hits. Like he's been in the lineup pretty much every day. Like you're getting he's been prolific driving in runs on a team that kind of needs that. Like he's been that. So yeah, I'll give him that. I'll give him that for the first couple weeks.
I almost feel
full throttle.
I'll full throttle that too. I almost feel, and it's a small sample size. We've seen more emotion from Yelly this year too. Obviously the home run.
Yeah.
But then the first game against the Red Sox and sliding. And then even in the dugout where he was just pumped up in that.
So and in the past, obviously, he's more of a reserve guy. I mean, he's reserve kind of laid back California guy. But like, so I don't know if that's just circumstance or if that's maybe him thinking like, hey, maybe I need to be a little bit more, expressive,
or that vocal
or
kind
more
of leadership
sort
of thing.
Maybe.
But I know it's only 2 weeks in, but I'm like, I feel like that's the most emotion we've seen from Yelich, maybe
in a bit,
in a long time from a consistent basis. So, how about pitcher? Who would you say has been the most valuable pitcher? Bullpen starter, all the you can pick anybody.
I mean, I'll stick with a very obvious one. I'm gonna go Jacob Mizorowski. I mean, it's only been 3 starts, but like it has been exactly kind of I think what you're hoping for. Where, I think I kind of think he was on a bit of a disservice in his last start. I kind of thought they left him out there a little too long. You could kind of see he was getting to the end of the road. Boys to men, but maybe left him out there for a batter or two too long. Once it kind of could tell, okay, this is he's at his end here. But I mean, he's come out, put together 3 strong starts to start, been able to kind of work through some trouble, which you kind of want to see out of a young guy with his profile. So I'm going to Mizorowski.
I mean, that's what gets overshadowed that last start. He was awesome. And then, just the fatigue mechanics kind of fell apart. I've been impressed that he's been going over 90 or 100 pitches in these games and such. Aaron Ashby's been used a lot, too, it feels like, in these instances. Maybe it's just me, but I shouldn't say surprised because I think that's too strong of a word. But McGill getting the save opportunities over Uribe so far?
I think they've kind of mixed and matched a little bit. So I'm not fully surprised because he's done it before. I think a lot of people kind of expected that Uribe might kind of leapfrog him, but at the same time, like, I still don't mind the fact that you're using Uribe in high leverage spots.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a bigger situation in the 8th inning. If it's the heart of the lineup or whoever. So I don't mind it. And McGill's last outing was a lot better than there's he kind of had to walk a tightrope there a little bit. In some of his earlier ones, but so I don't mind it right now.
Yeah, I think it's the versatility again, right? That kind of is displayed here.
Yeah.
So, pump the brakes, full throttle. Right now, would you say the best division in baseball is the NL Central compared to the depth and where standings are at this point?
I mean, is it still the case where 4 teams are above 500 and the
Cubs are at 500?
And the Cubs are at 500.
Yeah.
So, I mean, right now there's not that. I think obviously we feel the Brewers can ultimately be that top team, but like there's not that one dominant team. The Cardinals are going to have to do a decent start. The Reds, the Pirates, the Cubs bounce back to win the series against the Rays. So yeah, I mean it's very competitive top to bottom. There's no, that may change in a month because I still think the Cardinals may ultimately kind of be who we think they are, which is just a rebuilding team. But hey, it's a bit like the Twins. Hey, right now they got off to they got off to a start and they got a little bit of juice to them.
Yeah, that's my next one. So, pump the brakes, full throttle. Have the Twins been maybe the most pleasant surprise team to begin this season? Considering
I'll go full throttle on that, just because obviously, we know that what this was coming into the year with, just the way the ownership has treated things and how it's, maybe looking to rebuild and kind of retool and all that stuff. But no,
just swept the Tigers.
A 4-gamer. A broom.
Yeah.
That's, that's cool. That's cool to see. Like the Twins are definitely one of those teams. Like I have no, ill will about technically it's a rivalry with the Brewers, but it's to me, it's kind of like the Bucks and the T-Wolves where it's like, I just kind of like it. And then, I'm glad to see that they're kind of being able to be a little bit competitive right away.
It's kind of not really a pump the brakes full throttle, but in terms of the most disappointing starts, would you say it's either the Tigers or Mariners at this point? I know Mariners.
Yeah, I mean it could have. It could have been the Red Sox, but they did get the series winner of the Brewers. But yeah, Tigers. I mean, on the other end of the spectrum, I mean they got swept by the Twins.
Yeah,
they came into this year with big expectations. So.
Mariners were a popular pick.
Yeah, I would probably lean a little bit towards Tigers more, but still, yeah.
Yeah. All right, that's your AJM Automotive Pump the Brakes or Full Throttle. We're going to take a quick break and let's do some local sports roundup. Brought to you by Carpet City Flooring Center. Lots to get to here. Baseball, softball has really been kicking off and such, so we'll break it all down coming up after these quick words. Spring rolling into Eau Claire, it's time to get outside and enjoy the season. And whether you're heading out to the range or getting ready for hunting season or just gearing up for some time in the great outdoors, Tilden Gun is your local shop for selection, service, and expertise. They offer a wide range of firearms and accessories along with a knowledgeable staff who can help you find exactly what fits your needs. No pressure, just straight answers and real guidance. It's about making sure that you're comfortable, confident, and ready for your next outing. Spring is a season to get prepared, to get organized, and to get outside. And Tilden Gun is here to help you do just that. Stop on in and see what they've got in stock and why so many in the Chippewa Valley trust them year after year. Tilden Gun, your hometown source for gear, service, and experience. So I think, let me double check. Brandon is a little bit off camera here because he's moved seats, or you're going to adjust it. Okay. Ooh, look at that. See, there's not that much of a glare now, so you might have to stay there. Look at that. It's also a close-up.
Well, actually, I can't see you, so that's even better.
Good thing I didn't have your mic turned down for that. Ha ha, yeah.
Got you. I was just going to grab every mic I can then.
Oh, man. All right, let's do some local sports roundup brought to you by our good friends from Carpet City Flooring Center. You want to start off with baseball, softball? We're going to let you have the honors, Your Honorable.
I'm just messing with you because I didn't see this on your.
Yeah, thanks.
We can start softball. Softball's a little bit more in action right now. We had a bunch of teams getting going this week, so some teams jumping into conference play. I know the Big Rivers, Hudson, and Chippewa split their two conference matchups this week. Chippewa Falls won the first one on Tuesday, and then last night Hudson rallied in the seventh inning to pick up a win over Chehai. So those two split. Big Rivers played to start the year. Otherwise, even at the same place, kind of going into Clover Belt action, you had McDonald picking up a big win in extra innings over Fall Creek. Fall Creek won the last couple conference championships, finished as the D3 state runner-up. This year, a bit of a different roster this year, but I'm sure a roster that's still going to ultimately be, really competitive for the Crickets with a bunch of new faces out there. But yeah, McDonald picking up the win in extra innings. I think it was 3-2 in 9 innings. So that's a big early win for McDonald. I think it's McDonald, Bloomer, Stanley Boyd, each 2-0 early on in the Western Clover Belt schedule. I would be a little surprised if any team ran through that conference fully unbeaten, because there's a lot of excellent teams from a conference that sent 3 teams to state last year. So, baseball. I know in the Big Rivers, I think next week starts the conference schedule, so you got a lot of teams playing non-conference games. especially the next couple of days, as long as Mother Nature cooperates weather-wise. Eau Claire North is going to be hosting Superior, Carson. Memorial's taking the trip down around Madison. They got Wanakee, and then I think Middleton tomorrow. Tomorrow, Chai hosts Holman in a doubleheader. So you got a lot of teams kind of getting in some of these non-conference games before the conference schedule starts in earnest next week. In the Western Clover Belt, you had your first round of games this week. Cadott won 2 games against Stanley Boyd last night, including a 5-inning no-hitter for Jake Weeks for Cadott. So, they're off to a strong start. Got a lot of younger talent kind of coming back for the Hornets. Elkbound taking 2 this week from McDonald, and Regis taking 2 from Bloomer. So, we're a weekend for baseball as far as that. The Western Clover Belt goes. All those teams. Again, the schedule is always a little bit tougher in the spring, just because games get picked up so quick. Because the schedule gets adjusted so much because you just weather-wise you don't know. And not, as much as this week has been a little bit cool, like it's still been better, I think, than we get many years.
Right.
So I mean, if you have to be out there playing in 40-degree weather, well, at least you're out there playing, as opposed to trying to take grounders off the gym floor.
Yeah.
Which
you got to work on the bad hops
which is not true to life.
Right.
But so yeah, next week we'll really, I think everyone will kind of be full go as far as conference matchups go.
Okay.
Track and field, you're kind of wrapping up a lot. There's some outdoor meets this week, but really that's more next week.
Okay.
I think you got to come a couple lingering indoor meets, just because again you got to plan for, still having not ideal weather. So that'll get going in earnest next week. Boys golf has gotten a couple events under the way. I know in Clover Belt play, Bloomers won the first 2 legs of the Western Clover Belt portion of the Clover Belt season. So they've, they're going to be going. They're aiming for their 3rd straight conference championship this year. Got a couple, experienced seniors at the top of the lineup with Tegan Steele and Connor Gould, 2 guys that really kind of helped them reach sectionals last year as a team. Cadott's going to be a firm challenger for them there. There's some others in there as well, but I think the Big River schedule gets going next week as well. They just had an invite, I believe it was an 18-holer in Hudson earlier this week. So, but yeah, I mean, otherwise girls soccer's underway and boys tennis is underway. We are, it's going now. So,
I know it's kind of a fall sport, but McDonald Central, new football coach.
Yes.
I know it's a couple weeks, but
Luke Oliver, who previously coached at GET, so he'll be taking over that. And remember, this year McDonald's making the move back to 11 players, so they're going to be playing in the. They'll be playing in the Dun St. Croix.
Okay.
So with Boyceville and Colfax and some others. So yeah, we're kind of in that season where you've got some changes across some different schools and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just that time. I mean,
and did I see kind of a change for another football coach too with Aliva Strum? With Chad Hansen going back over to Aliva Strum?
I
saw that on Facebook.
Too. Obviously, someone that's had a lot of success kind of wherever he's been.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for that to happen, obviously that's a good get for the Cardinals, being able to get a good established coach that's been able to build good programs at a couple different spots.
Right. Yeah. No doubt. So, Blue Gold wise, well, first of all, Stout wise, I want to go because UW Stout has their new girls basketball head coach. So earlier this week, we had seen Hannah Iverson getting introduced as the new Blue Gold. Did I say Blue Gold? But Blue Gold women's basketball coach. But now UW Stout moving quickly to get their new head women's basketball coach, and it is a familiar name because she is originally from Durant, I believe. But they're moving quick, and they go to the Division II level.
It's interesting. Yeah, it's a good get.
Yeah, but they go to the Division II level to bring in their new head coach, Sam Clayton. So she was the coach over at Michigan Tech for the last few years. But I think that's from resume stuff. I mean, going to the NCAA tournament a couple times. She has compiled a 611 win percentage. And obviously, too, being a native of Durant, obviously knows the area and such,
it's always
too.
Good to get a coach that has that local connection. So
yeah, so but moving quickly and I think too with transfer portal and
right, yeah, it's kind of one of those things that you kind of have to be on the ball with, and they certainly were because the game, the off season moves as quick as the games do now.
Exactly. So staying with some of the WIAC stuff, Blue Golds, we've got to give a shout out to. I know we did a little bit earlier, but since we are in the local sports roundup, shout out to Blue Gold softball coach Leslie Huntington, because she just got her 632nd career win, which passes Ken Anderson in Blue Gold history for the most wins in a single sport for UW Eau Claire history.
Wow.
So that's probably not surprised because it's Leslie Huntington, but still, when you have a name next to Ken Anderson, one of the best to do it all time, that's pretty remarkable. Right. So, and I think she's going to add some more wins to that too.
I don't think she's stopping there. So.
No. And speaking of Blue Gold softball, they're going to really get into their WIAC portion of the schedule now because they're going to be going up against your alma mater, UW Oshkosh, which is going to be a great series there too. So, baseball-wise, Blue Gold baseball has been off to a really good start too, and now they've got a big test coming up this weekend where they're going to be taking on Whitewater. So that should be, but Blue Gold baseball under head coach Patrick Riley been off to a really good beginning to their season, 13-7 to begin the season. I know ever since they've brought back the program and such, maybe a little bit down, but Patrick Riley seems like he's got his team playing at a really high level right now too, and plus just good to see games being played at Carson Park, in April too, which they've been able to do. So. Elsewhere from the Blue Gold side of things, I know track and field, they're off to the Platteville Invitational. So that's going on. Men's tennis is going to be at the University of Northwestern. You got, and women's tennis is going to be at Wheaton College. Women's golf going to be taking on Gustavus Adolphus too. So for Stouts, for UW Stout, looking at their calendar, softball, is going to be going up against Stevens Point today. Baseball is going to be going up against lacrosse. So should be some good matchups over there. And then it's a full weekend. You got track and field. Looks like they're going to be in Minnesota. Plus, don't forget too, Stout flag football for the Wiz team. So flag football is going to be taking on Gustavus Adolphus. So their women's team going to be taking on Co College. And their women's golf team is going to be taking on, or they're going to be in Illinois. Flag football, I should mention, they've got a couple games, Gustavus Adolphus and then Augustana University in Minnesota there too. So, and Concordia. So it's a Saturday full of flag football games going on. So that's kind of did you have anything else to add?
No, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, there definitely is. So get outside if you can, if it's not raining and cold, and what temperature-wise should be fine. It's just maybe a little bit of rain popping up here too. So, but that's your local sports roundup brought to you by Carpet City Flooring Center. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be back with plenty more coming up after these few words. Trip season is right around the corner. Are you and your vehicle ready to go the distance? Before you hit the highway, make sure that your car is in top shape with the help from AJM Automotive. From oil changes and tire checks to brakes and engine work, their experienced team will make sure that you're ready for wherever the road takes you. And now with 2 convenient locations in Eau Claire, getting your vehicle serviced has never been easier. Plan the trip. AJM Automotive will handle the rest. Visit AJMAutomotiveServices.com to schedule your appointment today. We will have to take another break before the top of the hour. Brandon went long on his segments, so just blame. I'm just kidding, man. You're good. Didn't mean to hurt your feelings. So, which mic are you going to be on now? You keep flip-flopping back and forth.
You keep talking crap to me, and I will switch every time. I'll start yelling from around the hall with Murph.
With his new hairdo or whatever he's got going on over there, too. Got the front. I don't know if it's hat hair or did he put a little substance in there and a little gel and that. I can't tell. I think it's hat hair mostly.
I think so.
I think it is. So, which, by the way, speaking of hats, what are your thoughts on the Brewers' state connects instead of city connects?
I would say just in general, I'm not a fan of that.
Why?
I don't know. Like, who says Wisco? Like, I appreciate the fact that they want to have something with more of a state influence.
Yeah.
But who says Wisco or whiskey?
Well, I mean, depends on what you say about whiskey.
But who calls Wisconsin like?
I will admit, I say Scotty more than anything. When I say it, I do. But if you had to pick between Scotty and Wisco
why can't we come up with something better?
Like what? Okay, I'll put you like what?
But that's the point. Like it seems like it's forced. It's like, well, we got to do something. It's like, well, but then you're just picking something that people don't really say.
Okay, take away the jersey, the hat, the design, the W with the states and the blue and. You are just an old man screaming on the front yard and saying...
No, because I like the other ones because...
I don't.
Because people actually call the Brewers the Brew Crew.
I do like it.
Like, they're,
I'm going to buy one.
Okay.
I'm going to buy a hat. I'm going to wear it every Friday when you're in.
All right.
And I'm going to add something to it that I can't say. So you can see it. No, I'm just kidding. But, okay, I figured you weren't going to like him because you're a party pooper.
That's true.
So
I always poop on the parties.
Yeah. You're one of those that I get it. I mean, but I appreciate what they're doing with the state aspect of it.
That part I can appreciate, but like, it's always funny to me though. Like, and this is the same thing when they did the other ones before. Like, the lengths they go to try to explain like every stitch of the jersey. Like the 7th stitch on the left sleeve is indicative of the 414 area code.
They got that? I feel from the Bucks when the Bucks did all that stuff.
But that's the same thing. Like, I mean, and let's be real. We know what this is. The grander scheme of things, we know what this is all about. It's baseball too. The quest for more money. Mm-hmm. Like, well, we got to put out a New Jersey. We got to try to make some extra money off this.
So, would you maybe prefer it instead of Wisco or Scunny? You can't really do it probably, but like Badgers. Or just straight up Wisconsin?
Maybe we just need a better nickname for our state.
All right, let's come up with it then. What's the nickname for Wisconsin that we can all agree to?
It's a good question.
You got Baltimore went Be More.
Which
it almost sounds like Be More Bank or something like that.
Like Be More, like what are you saying, I'm not enough? Like what?
I didn't even think of it that way.
Yeah.
Okay, so like Green Bay, Titletown, sort of thing. Like if let's say if the Packers were a baseball team, they could go Titletown, they could go Green and Gold as a name.
What would the Packers do? Like if they were trying to? I mean, we know the Packers are the state's football team, but you know what I mean. Like what if they were trying to do something to gravitate the entire state? Like what would they do?
I feel like they would have more success than whatever Milwaukee would come up with.
Right.
That's not a knock.
No, there's just more to work with.
Right. And I feel like the legacy, the history.
Right. Like, you could just easily do Titletown, and that would be fine.
I feel like they could go with like Green or Gold or the Cheeseheads or Titletown or something like that.
Options.
There's a bunch of nicknames that they've kind of
Or Murphy sliding down the hill.
Wee. Okay. So what is the nickname then that people can? That's where I see people, But you got like the drink Wisconsinably thing, sort of thing. It doesn't really roll off the tongue. I understand
but then that's just almost like a sponsorship at that point.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So but that's the thing. Like asking a question that I don't really know the answer to, but it's a valid question to ask. Like, what would be acceptable to be, across the chest where like the team is?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what that would be. Land of 10,000 lakes. That's Minnesota, but we got more. We got like 15,000 or whatever it is.
I have a friend of mine that's in the Navy that whenever he comes home, he always refers to coming home to God's country. But
that would be a good one. God's country. I think you just got it.
I think you get maybe
sign, seal, deliver, man. My arm.
You have find a way to get a little Wisconsin in there, obviously too, so people kind of understand the context of it.
Just put some trees from the Northwoods, like the national forest. By the way, okay, this not to get completely sidetracked here.
Yeah, we always do.
But it is Friday, so remember that Bigfoot thing that we did?
Yeah.
So I listened to that podcast where there was a Bigfoot. I listened to the episode where this guy apparently saw one in northern Wisconsin. He bought land in there. He can't say Shawamigan. So
that's a little questionable.
Yep. And it wasn't even close, Brandon. it was like Chickwan again or something like that. I'm like, whoa, you do not sound from the area.
Yeah, I don't know.
It lost a lot of. I might have to bring the audio up so you can hear it. As soon as I heard that, I checked out. I'm like, nope.
No, you've lost credibility.
Yep. I was like, ooh, not cool. Not cool.
Yeah.
No. So, okay. That's our mission now. What's the most what is Wisconsin's nickname?
Yeah, what would be universal? I mean, yeah, what would be a universal name to have on the front of a Wisconsin City Connect?
If we were building, if there was like World Baseball Classic, but states, what would be the Wisconsin name? Can't just be Wisconsin. That's too boring. I'm sorry. Right. We got to come up with something. It's like my little league team now is the kids are trying to come up with a different name besides Miners Orange, which I don't blame them.
Yeah.
Which I should say Selpton.
This is like how the Mighty Ducks were District 5.
Yeah. Like, why do the coach pitch and the T-ball teams get team names, but minors and majors don't? Come on. So they're arguing about what it is. You should be the
Sports Talk 105.1 presents the Dan Casper Show Orange.
Just have patches and logos all over.
It was just you with your thumbs up.
That would actually be pretty funny. So if Ducksworth is the Ducks, what would the Dan Caspers be? It's got to be the Ghost, probably.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, the Ghost.
All right, we got to take our final break, and then we'll head into the happy hour here. So if you got any nominations, let me know. So, all right, quick break. We'll be back after these few words. I DJ'd when I was working at the Y, a Valentine's Day dance for the kiddos. So just saying. But really quick, we've had a couple. Mark said Beer State, which I don't think a pro team, probably because kids are going to wear. They want kids to wear the stuff, so that probably wouldn't go on there. Kyle says Timber Rattlers got it right with Udder Tuggers. I think kind of the same thing. Pro teams probably not going to don that. But Brandon and I both agree. Tim in the Cooley region nailed it. Winner. He nailed it, and I'm mad at myself I didn't think of it. I was just going to say that.
It's just perfect.
It's perfect. Dairyland.
Yeah, Dairyland.
Why did we not think of that?
Just Dairyland across the chest. Yep.
Son of a gun. Yep. It's right on our license plates for crying out loud.
I know, yeah.
Well done.
Hello, Wisconsin.
Yeah, let's give Tim from the Cooley region a round of applause. Dude got it right.
Yep. Nailed it. So we've got to figure it out.
Yep. So let's get a hold of Mark and the marketing team.
And Nike, because I'm sure that's a primary driving force.
Yep. So maybe next time.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's why did we not think of that?
No, it's so many times in life you see like the perfect answer is like the obvious one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. So nice, Tim in the Cooley region.
Good for you, Tim. Good work.
Yes. I better do this just in case before I get. All right. Yes. Thanks, Matt. I got ink on my arm tattoo, so appreciate that.
Did you really?
Yeah, it's right there. It's got a thing on the cover, so it kind of looks blotchy. But
okay, yeah.
But yeah, it looks a little blotchy. But
I'm sure that'll go away.
It will.
Yeah.
I want to take this thing off, but apparently I have to wait till Monday. I don't know why. I just follow.
Did it hurt?
No. It's my second one I've gotten. The other one was 15 years ago. 15 years ago. That one's in there.
What'd you get?
Let's say it was after Super Bowl 45.
Okay.
It's a G. It's a
okay.
G. Yeah.
Oh, that was a Frank Zombo.
Yes, that should be it. Yeah. What's the most embarrassing tattoo anybody has? Keep it clean.
Ooh.
So, I know C-Bomb is copped out of his Philadelphia Eagles one that he was supposed to get from a stupid bat. C-Bomb, a.k.a. Chadwick Thurston Howell III, as we call him now. I'll tell you why off the air. But why would you even contemplate making a bet that would involve a tattoo?
Oh.
No. Because you're not getting it now, and now you look weak. I don't care if the person said you don't have to do it. You got to honor a bet, don't you? If you make a bet, you got to honor it. Or you've got to do something that's of equal value or greater to
like eating a hot wing challenge.
not just one. I mean, I'd say probably 20 of those from the VFW to really, I mean, because tattoos, I know they're technically not permanent, but kind of permanent. So
you need to have a different kind of permanent pain.
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe it's ghost pepper flavored.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Shot clock's going to cut us off. So we're going to have some news updates, and we'll get back to some more nonsense coming up in the final hour, because that's what Bray and I do best. Plus, I've got an idea that I told you about, but I'm going to throw it out to the listeners, see what they think.